Welcome to the Endless Party. I'm one of the hosts, Elijah Armstrong.
And I'm your other host, Meg Armstrong.
Our podcast is dedicated to making life a party by striving to be better people, living by good values and strong principles.
So let's jump in. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Endless Party, and most importantly,
Happy Independence Day.
Happy 4th of July. We are so glad that you are here to share a little bit of your day with us. But mostly today we hope that you are out celebrating your country.
Absolutely. Just
So-
your independence.
Yes. So today, as we jump into this episode, I hope that we can disregard political affiliation, religious beliefs, and even race. And I hope that we can just all come together and recognize that because of the country we live in, we have freedom, and that is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
And of course, like any, system, it's imperfect. Every system's imperfect, but I hope we can celebrate just the fact that our system is the most perfect system to freedom in the world.
Yeah. I
Anyways,
would agree.
so today we're going to share a couple quotes that Elijah has compiled from his reading, as well as share some of our favorite quotes from some of our first founding fathers.
Yes.
So let's jump in.
So this is one of my favorite ones. It says, love of a country is like love of a woman. The man who loves her best will try and give her his best. So let me read that, okay? Love a country is like love of a woman. The man who loves her best will try to give her his best. And I think that's really what I hope each and every one of us can do, especially those who live in this beautiful country in which we live, is let's give America our best, because certainly I think there's countless men and women who have given not only their best, but their lives for this beautiful country so that we can live in a land of opportunity and a land of freedom. So I hope that we can truly give America our best each and every day.
There's a quote by John F. Kennedy. It's super famous. Everybody talks about it. And it is, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I really like that because we live in this land of liberty and we live in the greatest nation in the world, we need to contribute to it in the best ways we know how.
Yeah. And I would emphasize that because we have lived in the land of opportunity. Take the chance, bet on yourself. So many people did that so that this country was founded, so that you have the opportunity to start the business that you want,
Yes.
to write the book that you want, and you have been given that chance to do so because of the great country in which you live.
One of my favorite things to do when we're taking a drive is I often like to look out and see just development. It's actually really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I like to see all the buildings, and in the towns that we're driving through, because what those buildings represent to me is the fact that there is one businessman in charge of each of those businesses, and he lived out the American dream.
Right.
And so if that businessman can do it, why can't you?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can. Because you live in this land of opportunity, there are so many different ways that you can make your dreams a reality because of the freedoms that this country offers us.
Yeah. The American dream is very much alive and very well, but you have to go out and work for it. And so that's what we are here today, is just talk about our patriotism and hopefully inspire each and every one of you to be a little more patriotic this day. One of my favorite quotes read, "Any patriot can boast I am an American, but a true patriot may say, may I be worthy of America." So I hope all of us are a little more worthy of America this day. Let us stand a little taller, let us be a little more honest, let us be people of integrity and be worthy of such a great country that so many men and women gave their lives for.
One of the ways I think that each of us can be worthy to our country is to live out that American dream.
Yeah.
I think not only is it a disservice to yourself, but I think it's a disservice to the country that you live in, because I think one of the best ways you can foster patriotism is to live out your dream, because in that you are contributing to this country and making this place a better place to live and helping more people.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And so we actually want to read a few just lovely quotes from our founding fathers and go through those. And then there's a couple things that we want to end with. So Meg's going to go through quite a few of those.
Yes. So I like these quotes because it kind of shows the backbone of the men who, founded the government system in this nation. So John Adams said, "Always stand on principle, even if you stand alone." I love that.
Yeah, especially in this country. That's exactly what these men did.
Yes. There was no other government system in the world that had ever, there was no good example.
So they compiled multiple systems together to create the United States of America.
So cool. Okay, Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Again, that goes to show they wanted to create a land full of freedom and liberty, but they had to create a government system that no one else had ever.
Well, and they had to ultimately rebel against the very government system that held them hostage, so to speak.
And I think within our own lives, if you don't want to work the 9 to 5, or you don't want, something isn't going the way you want it in your life, that's fine, but you have to be willing to do something different. For example, I mean the dream of being a YouTuber is so big in mine and Elijah's life because it's what we're striving to do. But I think because of that, there's so many things that we have to do to make that dream a reality, and we have to be willing to do it. And right now, our job is, we spend more time on this than even a 9 to 5. Yeah. That's okay, because we're trying to do something, we've never done before and trying to break that mold.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, this is Benjamin Franklin. He says, "Well done is better than well said."
Just take action. Get the thing done instead of just talking about it.
George Washington says, "It's better to offer no excuse than a bad one." I think that's super cool too. I think in our day, I think excuses are so commonplace. There always has to be an excuse.
You don't even need one. Just yeah, doesn't matter.
Anyways, because it's better offer none than a bad one. Okay, and then the last one I want to share is, "Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you." And that was by Thomas Jefferson. And I really like all of these quotes because they all kind of have the same theme of that actions speak louder than words. So if you want to make a lasting change, or you have to act. You can't just speak about it. And that's what these men did. And it's such
took action.
Yes, and they made it happen. So I mean,
thank heavens they did.
Take their words for it.
Yeah. So the last thing that we want to emphasize in this great country is we are very much a God-fearing country. And you can look at the back of our currency and it says, "In God we trust." And I really hope that's still the case. I know it's still the case in this little household of ours. One of the former presidents of Argentina said, "The reason the slow progress of the South America and the fast progress of the North, our forefathers came seeking gold, your forefathers came seeking God." And that's what I hope each and every one of us continue to do, is seek God. It is by His grace and His mercy that we are even in this land of opportunity. And that's not to say that any other country is bad. I would actually emphasize more so on this day of independence that to love our country does not mean to hate another country. In fact, we can admire and respect other countries because we are Americans, and so I hope we emphasize that point right now is the fact that America is great and we are very grateful to be here. But if you live in another country, be patriotic, enjoy what you have in that country as well. The last thing I want to share, or actually I'm going to have Meg read this because this is probably one of our favorite songs.
This song is on repeat in our house the month of July.
This song will just bring tears to your eyes every single time, especially if you legit just have your children and your wife. And so I'm going to have Meg read it. I actually don't know who wrote this song.
Oh, I didn't put his name down. Why do I think his name starts with a George? It probably doesn't.
It might. But anyway, so go ahead, Meg.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I literally just got chills reading that.
Every time. And so that's really what we want to leave with each and every one of you. We love this land. We love America. And God bless each and every one of you, and God bless USA.
Well said.
Until next time, friends.
Peace.